Hi, welcome to The Art and Secret of Wise Living. Today, we will explore a profound and unfading wisdom from ancient East that can help you in your work and life. This is the famous classic case from Chinese history known as Besiege Kingdom Wei to Rescue Kingdom Zhao. This story comes from the famous historical book, Records of the Grand Historian, biography of Sun Tzu and Wu Qi, and took place during the Battle of Guiling between the Kingdom of Qi and Kingdom Wei in the Warring States period, 2,300 years ago. The territorial size and distance between these three kingdoms were equivalent to present-day France, Germany, and Italy. In 354 BC, King of Wei sent the general Pang Juan to besiege the capital of Zhao, Han, and the King of Zhao sought help from the state of Qi. King of Qi appointed Tian Ji as the general and Sun Bin as the military strategist to lead the troops. Tian Ji wanted to directly attack the Wei army at the gates of Han, but Sun Bin said, "The elite troops of Wei will surely come to the rescue if we directly attack their capital. The siege of Han will be lifted. We should ambush Pang Juan on the way, and his army will be defeated." Tian Ji followed this plan, and indeed the Wei army left Han to rescue their capital, but they were surrounded by the Qi army on the way and suffered a major defeat. The core strategy of surround Wei to rescue Zhao is to attack where the enemy is sure to defend, seek advantage and avoid harm, and maneuver to destroy the enemy. In our daily lives, when we encounter certain situations, we shouldn't always rely on confrontational methods to solve them. Instead, we should consider changing our approach, avoiding direct confrontation, and perhaps achieving unexpected results while conserving energy and increasing the likelihood of success. What insights does the strategy of surround Wei to rescue Zhao bring us? First, if we cannot achieve our goals or desires directly, we should change our mindset and find alternative ways to achieve our objectives and visions. Things can be quite amazing, and sometimes taking a detour can lead to better results. Imagine if Tian Ji and Sun Bin had directly gone to Zhao, the journey would have been long, and by the time they reached Zhao, their troops would have been exhausted. It's likely they would not have been able to rescue Zhao and might have put themselves in danger. Therefore, it is essential to recognize the current situation, adopt a reverse thinking approach, avoid direct confrontation, and strike at the key moment to achieve success. Second, when analyzing a problem, we should focus on its essence rather than surface appearances. For example, when fighting a fire, we must first find the cause and the burning material, otherwise, our efforts to fight the fire may inadvertently worsen the situation. Third, before taking action, we must thoroughly understand the ins and outs of the matter, know ourselves and know the enemy, or else we will be unable to solve the problem effectively. If Wei had only dispatched a small portion of its troops to attack Zhao while the majority of its elite soldiers remained at their border, the strategy of surround Wei to rescue Zhao would have been futile. I believe that before deciding on the surround Wei to rescue Zhao plan, Sun Bin must have learned about the weakness of Wei's internal forces, which were mostly composed of elderly, weak, and disabled soldiers. As the saying goes, know yourself, know your enemy, and you shall be victorious in 100 battles. Therefore, before undertaking any task, it is crucial to thoroughly understand the specific circumstances, pros and cons, and potential gains and losses from all perspectives. Fourth, we should never put all our eggs in one basket. If Wei had only sent a portion of its troops to attack Zhao while leaving behind a significant number of elite soldiers, Sun Bin would not have dared to attack Wei. In other words, we should consider a comprehensive approach, balancing our resources, time, and efforts, rather than focusing everything on a single aspect. Fifth, we should not engage in ventures without certainty. If Wei had been certain of defeating Zhao, their troops could have first conquered Zhao and then returned to drive Sun Bin's troops away from Wei, rendering Sun Bin's surround Wei to rescue Zhao strategy ineffective. Therefore, we should only undertake tasks that we are certain of success in. If we lack certainty, it is best not to take unnecessary risks. At all times, we should prioritize defense, protect ourselves, and then find ways to attack. This will enable us to achieve a state of able to attack and defend with full confidence. The strategy of surround Wei to rescue Zhao is highly practical and has been proven effective in various aspects of work. Let's consider a case of a salesperson facing a major challenge. The client's purchasing department had been completely won over by a competitor, leaving no room for negotiation. Moreover, the salesperson's product was priced higher than the competitors, although it was of superior quality. Frustrated by the price barrier, the salesperson was desperate for a solution. Eventually, during a company meeting, a strategy was proposed to shift the salesperson's focus from targeting the purchasing department to targeting the technical department. After successfully winning over the technical department's decision-makers, many projects benefited from the expertise provided by the technical experts. During bidding processes, due to the higher technical requirements, the client's purchasing department had no choice but to agree to collaborate with the salesperson. As a result, the salesperson successfully entered the client's purchasing pipeline. The resolution of this case followed a similar approach to Sun Bin's Surround Wei to Rescue Zhao strategy. The strategy of Surround Wei to Rescue Zhao is highly practical in sales and has repeatedly proven successful. This strategy can also save your marriage. Let's consider a case of a couple, Ed and Tracy. Ed and Tracy were in a loving relationship and got married. Their life was going well until Ed was promoted to a leadership position in the government department. Since his promotion, Ed became extremely busy and his temper grew increasingly volatile. He often returned home late, and Tracy, as a homemaker, would wait for him alone in an empty house. Occasionally, she would send a text message, but the response time from Ed became longer, and the frequency of messages decreased. Tracy couldn't help but call him to ask when he would be back home. Previously, Ed would answer patiently, but now he either didn't answer or replied that it wasn't convenient to talk. He would say, "I'm working tirelessly for this family, and you still make it difficult for me to focus. Do I have to report everything to you?" Then he abruptly hung up the phone. Tracy felt frustrated, thinking, "I care about him so much, how can he treat me this way?" However, Tracy was understanding and thought that maybe Ed's new position required him to socialize more. She believed that things would return to normal soon. But things don't always go as expected, and rumors started to reach Tracy's ears. There were stories of watching movies together, having meals together, and even traveling together. At first, Tracy didn't want to believe these rumors. But eventually, Tracy couldn't ignore the signs and decided to follow Ed one day. She witnessed something she didn't want to see. Her husband was having an intimate dinner with another woman at a restaurant, laughing and chatting. In that moment, countless thoughts raced through Tracy's mind. She wanted to rush in, pull the woman's hair, and confront them, asking, "Do you know that this man is my husband?" She even considered pouring a glass of water on them. But Tracy was an educated person, and she couldn't bring herself to act in such a way. She quietly returned home and washed her face with water, trying to calm herself down. However, when she looked at herself in the mirror, she no longer recognized the person she saw. Was this the same beautiful and stylish Tracy from before? The woman she saw sitting across her husband was fashionable and glamorous, while she felt plain and disliked herself. Tracy began searching for relationship advice online, hoping to find some guidance. Finally, she found us and sought our advice on the matter. Based on Tracy's situation, we organized a counseling session and developed a Surround Wei to Rescue Zhao plan for her. First, we recommended that Tracy go to a beauty salon and treat herself to a skincare and makeover session. Then, she should go to a clothing store and buy some fashionable and appropriate outfits for herself. After taking care of her physical appearance, Tracy should reconnect with her old friends and spend more time going out, having tea, and chatting with them. Whenever she went out, she should dress up nicely and take her time returning home, avoiding calling her husband. This would create a sense of contrast and make him realize that Tracy's need for him was not as strong as before. Lastly, when Ed was at home, Tracy's friends should call her and invite her for dinner. But they shouldn't let Ed know who she was going out with. This would make Ed worried and nervous, with thoughts of Tracy constantly on his mind. Tracy followed these suggestions for less than 2 weeks and reported back on her progress. She said that now, when Ed finished work, he immediately came home and often brought small gifts, surprising her. Whenever Tracy received a phone call, Ed would get anxious and ask, "Who is it? Why are you dressed up so nicely? Who are you meeting?" Tracy also gave subtle hints, but didn't reveal the details. Ed, feeling uneasy, quickly responded, "You're the most beautiful. There's no one more beautiful than you. Don't believe what others say. I love you." The 3 words Tracy hadn't heard in a long time were now frequently heard, and she felt happy, as if she had returned to the passionate early days of their relationship. One time, Tracy went out alone for dinner with her friends, and Ed was worried all night. He called several times, asking when she would be back and if he should pick her up. Tracy's confidence was restored, and she managed to save her marriage by attracting her husband's attention and making him worry about her. She had not only regained her self-assurance but also repaired her family life. It's important to emphasize that the surround way to rescue Zhao approach is just a means to an end. The goal is to rescue the relationship. Tracy improved herself, caught her husband's attention, and made him worry. Ultimately, she achieved the desired outcome of a healthy marriage,